Ghana man, and money. Babone, Megoko Jani Bonnet, the Masanto Botanic Ghana man say Munti, Mini, or Brafo me Wafa Hundi, Tomamo di Momu Jumedium Kunmidi, no say, Yangara assassin, a Yabode de Mayan, Mutana Nan Mifigunyade to Homayan, Domian, Huayan, Jayan, and Duke. Many would also say yes, if you got was of Momaso, Capaso, or Many Mudi Emaso, and then if you said the way your Momagana will be a lawyer for my Miss Anderson, a get the four driver for my Miss Pita, for Tila for my Miss Baba, for Jack, for my Miss Ghana rap song for the same straight on my for in a back, they say yet the fact, by you will say we back when probably I can't my back is the you move funny, yes, you was saying, you didn't need a photo. Bible just said, you wait and you women, if I'm not sure I was asking, it's in your breath. Within, would you thing, would we not say Ghana to obey your hint? If we eating, Rofokuma, but we will say what we could also the same. Dr. Pammy Coma would we not say Shoma, Africa, we lay to say with Homa, Bapoma, when you are Saberma, when you are pretty Sabrona, but what Mama Ghana and Yapa, who did, yes, I was saying, I was when you have to know, break it, in my performance, break it, and she mamma, break it, and my break it, break it, Nana no penny for Mokato Hojigana, May my so yet on some after Monigana, Bush maybe around some force and Momensa, United Churches, the Pious, and more done some. If I put your can in Comagan and if they do, I see the moment money triso, or my Ghana Quasso, or my penny Quasso, or Brafo me Quasso. Cadian Company and some, as I say, and some. Ghana Memo Yabuya Naya Pepantone, Centrane, Cheshire Ghana Man, and Pessamone, Kofi Babone, Rebecca Jani Bonnet, the Masanto Botanic Ghana Man say Munti, Mini, or Brafo me Wafa Hundi, Tomamo di Momu Jumedium Kunmidi, no say, Yangara assassin, a Yabode de Mayan, Mujana Nan Mifigunyade to Homayan, Domian, Huayan, Jayan, and Duke. Many would also say yes, we be a Piatwaso, Momaso, Capaso, or Many Mudi Emaso, and then if you said the way your Momagana will be a lawyer for my Miss Anderson, a get the four driver for my Miss.
Good evening, Your Excellencies. Welcome to the Cultural Center of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. On behalf of Her Excellency Ohineba Dr. Leslie Opoku-Ware, the Ambassador of Ghana to the Russian Federation, I would like to welcome you all to the 61st Independence Day celebration of the Republic of Ghana. You are welcome. Without further ado, would like to call our orchestra to play the national anthem of Ghana, to be followed by the national anthem of the Russian Federation. Thank you. The speech by His Excellency Dr. Leslie Opoku-Ware, the Ambassador of the Republic of Ghana to the Russian Federation. Her speech will be followed by a speech by Mr. Razumovsky, a representative from the Russian Federation. Your Excellency, your audience.
Dobrovechi, Mr. Vadim Vladilanovich Razumovsky, representing the Russian government, Your Excellencies, heads of diplomatic mission and international organizations, distinguished invited guests, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen, I have the distinct honor to welcome you all to the 61st Independence Anniversary celebration of the Republic of Ghana, and to deliver before you my very first Independence Anniversary speech since assuming office as the Ambassador of the Republic of Ghana to the Russian Federation.
61-я годовщине независимости Республики Гана. И я также имею честь выступать перед вами со своей первой речью по случаю годовщины в качестве уполномоченного посла Республики Гана при Российской Федерации.
Ambassador of Ghana to the Russian Federation.
Позвольте смиренно добавить, что я первая женщина-посол Ганы при Российской Федерации после 13 послов мужчин.
And that is following 13 male ambassadors. On 6 March 1957, Ghana became the first sub-Saharan African country to proclaim its independence from colonial rule. Our first president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, after the historic struggle for the country's independence, pronounced. At long last, the battle has ended. And thus Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. End of quote. With this remarkable feat, I wish to pay respect to our pioneering and early nationalists, namely Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, J.B. Dankwa, Dr. Kofi Abrefa-Busia, Ghana's second Prime Minister, Bafo Osei Akoto, George Parr Grant, Edward Akufo-Addo, Kojo Botsio, Komla Bedema, among many others, for their strength of spirit, unfailing courage, and strong commitment to the dream that culminated in the freedom for the Ghanaian people in particular, and Africans as a whole.
Sistema Marta Tisi at Kalaniana Gaposta. Nasz pierwszy prezydent Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah после исторической борьбы за независимость страны произнес знаменитое утверждение. Я цитирую: «Наконец-то битва закончилась, и поэтому Гана, ваша любимая страна, свободна навсегда». В связи с этим замечательным подвигом я хотела бы воздать уважение новаторам и ранним националистам. Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, J.B. Dankwa, Dr. Kofi Abrefa-Busia, второй премьер-министр Ганы, Bafo Osei Akoto, силу духа, неизмерную мужественность, твердую приверженность мечте, которая вылилась в свободу для ганского народа, в частности, и африканцев в целом.
The question must be now is what has Ghana done with the 61 years?
И здесь будет уместным вопрос, чего вы смогли добиться?
After a promising start, as with most growing nations, Ghana has had its fair share of difficulties and instabilities to cope with. 61 years down the line, we have a varied report card to show the world, both our failures and our successes, but hopefully more of the latter.
После многообещающего начала, как и случай с большинством растущих стран, Гана испытывала нестабильность и трудности, с которыми приходилось бороться. По прошествии 61 года у нас есть разнообразная карта отчетов, показывающая как наши неудачи, так и успехи. Надеюсь, что последних больше.
Today, the world recognizes Ghana as a country of peace, democratic accountability, rule of law, human rights, and hence religious and ethnic tranquility.
Надеюсь, что последний больше, как уже сказано. На сегодняшний день мир признает Гану как нацию мира, демократии, совершенством закона и прав человека и, следовательно, религиозным и этническим спокойствием.
Since 1992, Ghanaians have embraced multi-party democracy with peaceful transfers of power between opposing parties, devoid of conflict and division in the country. Ghana has held 7 successful 4-yearly democratic elections since 1992, the latest being the 7th of December 2016. Both presidential and parliamentary elections were adjudged to have been conducted in a free, fair, transparent, and peaceful manner. This makes it a remarkable 25 years of uninterrupted parliamentary democracy.
С 1992 года ганцы приняли многопартийную демократию с мирной передачей власти между противоборствующими странами, лишенной конфликта и разделения в стране. С пор Гана провела 7 успешных демократических выборов. Последние выборы президента и парламента состоялись 7 декабря 2016 года. Выборы были признаны свободными, справедливыми, прозрачными и мирными. Это отличительный знак 25-летней непрерывной парламентской демократии.
Indeed, Ghana will continue devoting expertise and resources to extend the frontiers of democracy, peace, and development by means of the various protocols and initiatives signed for governance and peacekeeping.
В самом деле, Гана будет продолжать выделять экспертные знания и...
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this year marks the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Ghana and the then Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. This was held on 14th January 1958. In fact, there was a Soviet delegation in 1957, headed by the Minister of State, I.A. Benediktov, who came and partook in Ghana's independence ceremonies in Accra. The USSR embassy was opened in 1959, and the Ghanaian embassy in Moscow in 1960.
Ваше превосходительство, уважаемые дамы и господа, в этом году исполняется 60 лет со дня становления дипломатических отношений между Ганой и тогдашним Союзом Советских Социалистических Республик. Это произошло 13 января 1958 года. Посольство СССР было открыто в Акре в 1959 году, а посольство Ганы в Москве в 1960 году. В 1957 году советская делегация во главе с государственным министром Бенедиктовым приняла участие в церемонии празднования независимости Ганы в Акре.
In February 1961, a Soviet governmental delegation headed by the chairman of the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet of the USSR, Leonid Brezhnev, officially visited Ghana. During this visit, Ghana and the USSR signed an agreement on cooperation in the peaceful use of atomic energy, under which the Soviet Union rendered reactor and an isotope laboratory at the University of Ghana, and also a nuclear research training center, which persists to this day.
В феврале 1961 года правительственная делегация СССР во главе с председателем Президиума Верховного Совета СССР Леонидом Брежневым официально посетила Гану. В ходе этого визита Гана и СССР подписали соглашение о сотрудничестве в мирном использовании атомной энергии, в соответствии с которым Советский Союз предоставил реактор и лабораторию изотопов для университета Ганы, а также учебного центра по ядерным исследованиям.
In the summer of that same year, 1961, a reciprocal governmental delegation led by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah visited the USSR, and at this time the cultural and scientific ties were concluded in agreement form. Further agreements were concluded and implemented. Examples are April 1962 Air Transportation Agreement that led to Aeroflot flying to Ghana. December 1963, a sea fishery agreement. The cooperation with USSR was a key driver of the Ghanaian development in industry, including the precious metals refinery in Tapa. integrated house building factory in Accra, fishing fleet and fish processing plant, Soviet organizations performed project works for construction of the Bui hydroelectric power plant. Soviet geologists helped in locating deposits of gold, limestone, manganese, and phosphonites. Up to 1966, we could term it the golden era of the Ghana-Russian relations, where cooperation existed in almost every sphere. There were exchanges of artists, writers, journalists, scientists, and sportsmen. Noteworthy is that in the 60s, the USSR granted Ghana 23 loans totaling $53 million then. From 1982 to 1987, there were further grants which were allocated. These debts, in turn, were fully settled by the Ghana government. 1966, the relations between Ghana and the Soviet Union declined. But on a happier note, there's another revival of positive bilateral relations. Our two countries have pushed forward the agenda of fostering strong economic ties through the framework of the Ghana-Russia Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation. 2 sessions have been held so far. The first in Moscow in October 2014, and the second one in Accra in September 2016. It is crucial then that we take urgent and concrete steps in harmonizing and implementing agreed decisions reached between our two countries during the Joint Committee sessions.
Крайне важно принять срочные и конкретные шаги по согласованию и осуществлению согласованных решений, достигнутых между нашими странами в ходе сессии совместной комиссии.
To this end, the Ghana government has signed a multi-billion US$ liquefied natural gas transaction between Russian giant Gazprom, represented by Gazprom Marketing and Trading Limited, and the government of Ghana, represented by the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation. This was done on 15 September 2017. Russia, by its goodwill, continues to allocate scholarships and training programs to Ghana in the areas of health, petroleum and gas, agriculture, architecture and economics, which have not only contributed to the human resource development of Ghana, but has also served as an effective tool for cultural exchange between our two countries. Currently, there are 228 scholarship students and about another 850 private students from Ghana studying in the Russian Federation. Distinguished guests, now I come back home to Ghana itself and what's happening. The government of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's main emphasis for Ghana's foreign policy is in economic diplomacy, a new form of partnership to benefit both the giver and the receiver. We call it Ghana Beyond Aid, and by extension, Africa Beyond Aid. It is hinged on courting external resources to support our domestic efforts for national growth and prosperity. My message to Russian investors and other foreign investors alike is that Ghana's positive democratic credentials, coupled with its vibrant ports and tax incentives, along with easy accessibility to the entire West African market, not to mention the famed Ghana hospitality, makes it the most preferred destination for doing business in Africa. In transforming our economy, the improvements so far since Nana Addo Dankwa's government came to power has shown a growth rate of 3.6% in 2016, increased to 7.9% in 2017. There is stabilization of our currency, the cedi, and a reduction in inflation, which was at 15.6% in 2016, coming down to 10.6% in 2017. There's a revival of our industrialization program, which is based on one district, one factory, and planting for food and jobs. Ghana hopes to benefit greatly from the advanced knowledge and rich experiences of Russia in this area of industrialization. On 8th February 2018, President Akufo-Addo delivered his second State of the Nation's address. He assured Ghanaians and investors alike that his government would continue in its strides to stabilize the economy and also give real meaning to the fight against corruption in the country, for which a special prosecutor, Mr. Amidou, has been sworn into office. He continues to stress and buttress that Ghana, and Africa for that matter, rather than aid, needs viable partners in its development, urging his fellow African leaders to join hands to strengthen African unity and move the continent forward. That is, moving Africa beyond aid. Okay. So the aim is to free our continent from a mindset of dependence, aid, charity, and handouts, and rather focus on mobilizing Africa's own immeasurable resources to resolve the continent's problems. We look forward to the emergence of the new Africa. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate attaining 61 and 25 years of uninterrupted parliamentary democracy, may I now have the honor to invite everyone here present to raise their glasses in a toast. Shall we drink to the well-being and good health of His Excellency, President Vladimir Putin, the government and people of the Russian Federation, and to the healthy and cordial relations between the Republic of Ghana and the Russian Federation.
Я имею честь пригласить всех присутствующих здесь поднять бокалы за благополучие и хорошее здоровье его превосходительства президента Владимира Путина, правительства и народа Российской Федерации, а также за здоровье и сердечные отношения, существующие между Республикой Гана и Российской Федерацией.
Long live the Republic of Ghana.
Да здравствует Республика Гана.
Long live the Russian Federation.
Да здравствует Российская Федерация.
Long live Ghana-Russian relations.
Да здравствует ганско-российские отношения.
Okay, спасибо большое.
Your Excellencies, it's my pleasure to invite the representative from the Russian Federation to give a peace speech.
Distinguished Ambassador, Madam Opoku-Ware, distinguished heads and representatives of foreign missions in Moscow, dear Ghanaian friends, ladies and gentlemen, уважаемый госпожа посол Opoku-Ware, уважаемые руководители и представители иностранных дипломатических миссий в Москве, дорогие ганские друзья, дамы и господа, I am sincerely glad to greet you on behalf of Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and to congratulate you on the 61st anniversary of Ghana's independence. In the occasion of the significant date, Russia's President Vladimir Putin has said to Ghana's President, His Excellency, Mr. Akufo-Addo a telegram stressing friendly character of bilateral relations and expressing conviction that further mutually advantageous cooperation is in the interest of both our peoples, promote security and stability in Africa. Искренне рад приветствовать вас от имени министра иностранных дел России Сергея Лаврова и поздравляю вас с 61-й годовщиной Дня независимости Ганы. В связи с этим знаменательным событием президент России Путин направил президенту Ганы Акуфо-Аддо поздравительную телеграмму. Подчеркнув дружественный характер двусторонних отношений, а также уверенность в том, что дальнейшее развитие взаимовыгодного сотрудничества отвечает интересам народов наших стран, идет в русле обеспечения безопасности и стабильности на африканском континенте. Indeed, Ghana has gained tangible results in strengthening its statehood, its democratic institutions, and socio-economic transformations. Ghanaian leaders pay great attention to developing ties with Russia, based on the proximity of opinions on modern world processes. We are as well keen on consolidating our multifaceted cooperation. One can surely note its positive dynamics. In 2017, Ghanaian representatives took part in the St. Petersburg Economic Forum, in the Assembly of the Parliamentary Union, etc. This year, we look forward to new important events which will be of interest to Ghanaian friends. Хочу отметить, что Гана добился весомых успехов на пути укрепления своей государственности, демократического развития и проведения социально-экономических преобразований. Руководство Ганы уделяет существенное внимание развитию отношений с Россией, которые базируются на близости восприятия происходящих в мире процессов. Мы настроены на дальнейшее укрепление нашего разнопланового взаимодействия. Отмечаем позитивную динамику наших отношений. В 2017-м представители Ганы приняли участие в работе Питерского международного экономического форума, Ассамблеи Межпарламентского союза и других событий. В этом году также ожидаем участия ганских друзей в новых важных и имеющих для них интерес мероприятиях. Our both countries demonstrate willingness to deepen relations in numerous fields. Let me quote, among others, nuclear energy, geological prospection, oil extraction. Ghanaian market attracts Russian business community. It's worth mentioning also assistance rendered by Russia to Ghana in training and education fields. To conclude, may I reiterate my wish of success and prosperity to our Ghanaian friends. Let me propose a toast for the Russian-Ghanaian cooperation. Thank you for your attention. Наши страны демонстрируют нацеленность на углубление отношений в различных областях. Хотел бы, среди прочих, выделить атомную энергетику, геологоразведку месторождений полезных ископаемых и нефтедобычу. Представители российских деловых кругов проявляют заинтересованность в выходе на ганский рынок. Необходимо отметить также и оказываемое России содействие ганской стороне в образовательной сфере и в области подготовки национальных кадров. В заключение, хотел бы еще раз пожелать успехов и процветания нашим ганским друзьям. Предлагаю тост за дальнейшее развитие российско-ганского сотрудничества. Спасибо за внимание.
Your Excellencies, I think our two speakers deserve a round of applause. As I'm
My parents were in for a long time.
Thank you so much for coming with us. We have sent that to
No, it's good. It's good. It's just spent a number of years in Dublin, so it was, I hope some of it rubbed off. The eloquence obviously rubbed off a bit.
Really, I was in Ghana about speaking. I know a lot of them.
They're trying to go the ball. If you go to my right, you see more Ghanaian food. Please, I invite you to taste the Ghanaian food. You will love them. So please move to.
That's how it started. Okay.
try some jollof, some
Yeah. Read to the Minister of Finance. Oh, I see. You met him there. When was that?
Ghana man where you put your name, you prefer to Ghana man, you can press a money. People bonnet, you go for Johnny Bonnet. The master to what your nature Ghana man say, Munti, Million, or Brafo me of a Hundi, from a Modi Momu to Medium Kunmidi, you say. Yangara assassin a ya body de mayan, Mujana and Mifigunyade to Homayan, Dumian, who I am reading.
We are very glad to welcome you in our cultural center, and I would like to say that our house, it's your house. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. How's that?